Really itching to get out on the field. Preseason's over with. It's always a long time away from your family, down in a little bit better weather in Florida there. But, I think we were ready to get back home and to start the real prep. And you can feel that. You can feel that in training. I mean, you guys were out here. See, I mean, it's real. And it's guys are competing. Guys are wanting to get on the field and be a part of that historic first day in Nashville SC's history. And so, the excitement is real.
Year 15 seems like you know what goes on in preseason at this point in time, especially in the final week. How do you evaluate where the team is on the field, and are you guys actually ready to compete in MLS?
Yeah, I think we are ready. Remains to be seen how ready we are. I think with any teams in preseason, the one thing that I've learned is that you don't really know who you exactly are until a few weeks into the season. You have your baseline, you have your, thoughts on what you've worked on and where things are going to be at, but you don't know until you get into a real environment. Preseason games are preseason games. You don't know exactly, what the opponent's going to do, and you're not really prepping for that. You're just kind of focusing on yourself. And so, I've been around the block a few times, and I've been around long enough to know that our group, what we have is real. We have a real sense of camaraderie. Guys have really bonded off the field. We have a sense of discipline and organization in how we're going to play. But also, I've been pleasantly surprised with some of our attacking players and guys that I didn't know much about. I've spoken about that going into it. And so I think that there's a real sense of urgency with this group that we want to start off our first season on the right foot.
Can you give maybe the fans a sense of what they should expect to see from you guys, the product on the field, the first game they're coming out to?
Sure. Yeah, you're going to see a team that is really engaged and organized and wants to win extremely bad for this first historic game. So, I'm not sure. We haven't gone over exactly, how we're going to play. I think there's a baseline to what we have. But the good thing about this group is that there's so many good players and so many players that are interchangeable. I don't think, the boss, I don't think he knows the lineup yet. And I think that's good when you have competition and hunger for places, and guys are on their toes and guys are staying ready because you never know when your number is going to be called. So, yeah, the fans are going to see urgency. They're going to see energy. They're going to see heart, desire, and hopefully they're going to see some goals. We've been working on both phases of the game, defensively and in the final third, attacking-wise, which in preseason, it was pretty good, to be honest. We scored a couple goals in preseason. We didn't concede too many. And without getting ahead of myself too much, obviously, you want to take that with a grain of salt because it is preseason. But one thing is for sure, we will be ready to play. And let's hope the quality is as high as our energy will be.
What are you saying? You've been in so many games and played for so many years now. Where do you think being a part of the very first game for this city will be ranked on your list of just memorable moments?
Well, if we win, it'll be one of the best moments, to be honest. But I haven't given a lot of thought to that. I've had a lot of really memorable moments in my career. Never once have I been a part of an expansion team that's going to open a season with, 40, 50,000 people in the stands. So that's something that, as I look at it and talk about it right now, I already get butterflies in my stomach because it doesn't matter how long you play. You always feel a little bit nervous, but you live for those games and you live for those moments. And so for me, I'm going to try to treat it like a normal game, but I know it won't be. It'll feel like a final in so many ways because of the nerves, because of the excitement, because of the unpredictability. You really don't know what you're going to get out of these first couple of games. And so we'll try to approach it like we will every game this season, but obviously there's going to be a little bit more to it because Atlanta's coming to town. They've been a really good team in MLS for a couple of years now, and they've kind of set the bar high for expansion teams. And so I'm really looking forward to it.
What do you think that moment when you walk out into that stadium in front of 45, 50,000 people is going to be like? And can you take a step back and enjoy and kind of look around to see what it's going to be like, or do you just have to lock in?
In my old age, I have learned to try to enjoy those moments because they don't come around often, to be honest. So you only get one chance to make a good first impression, and we hope that we do that coming Saturday. So I will take a moment. I'll try to soak it all in, try to find my family in the stands, give them a wave. But then once the game starts, once you're in between those white lines, it's all business. And so hopefully we can give the fans what they deserve, which is a victory against a very good team. But no matter what happens, you know, it's going to be Nashville SC soccer, you know, from here on out going forward. And so I think everyone is really excited about what that's going to look like, not just on Saturday, but going forward as well.
In terms of the play, how much is your role and guys like Randall and Hani in the midfield important to what this team does tactically on the field and also the leadership part of it?
To me, I mean, this is going to sound biased coming from a midfielder, but the midfield for me is where games are won and lost. That's the spine of your team. That's the engine of your team. That's not only the creative hub of where most attacking phases of the game are built, but also defensively. If your goalkeeper doesn't have much to do, that means your defenders are doing well, and if your defenders don't have much to do, that means the midfield and the attackers are doing their job defensively. So, you know, it's all 11 guys plus the subs on the bench that are going to contribute to make us a good team. But obviously that midfield, I know we have a lot of quality. We have a lot of quality. We have a lot of high-level players that have played at the highest level now for a couple of years now. And, you know, that's going to hopefully be the pulse of our team. That's going to make our team tick. And so you're going to rely on guys that you just mentioned. You're going to rely on our attacking players, you know, to create magic and to score goals and to get fans excited and out of their seats. And so if we can do that at a high level, I think we're going to have a really successful first year.
Walker mentioned getting a chance to watch Atlanta. I think it's tonight. It might be tomorrow.
Yeah.
But do you feel like that's an advantage to see them, what they want to do in a competitive game this season, especially with so much changing on their roster?
Certainly. Yeah, that's a big advantage to be able to see them in two, not just one, but two competitive games, seeing how they want to play, seeing the style of play that they have at home and on the road. I know, you know, they're dealing with a couple of injuries right now, which who knows how those injured guys are going to recover before the weekend, but it is definitely an advantage to be able to see them play and to be able to see what they're all about. I mean, it's no secret what they did last year with Frank de Boer. Going from Tata Martino to Frank de Boer, they went through some changes, maybe little growing pains, if you will, but they still won 2 trophies. So this is a team that knows how to win, and they've done it ever since they've come into MLS. And so we want to give them the proper respect, but we also want to find some weaknesses that they may have and take advantage of those.
Dax, because of your experience, we know you carry a heavier bag of tricks. How, I mean, in a game like this, so important, how does a younger player that has to put his hand deeper into that bag because it's not as heavy as yours?
Sure.
How do they do about getting ready to actually face a game like this?
The best advice I can give a young guy going into a game like this is just to play with no fear. They're going to be on the field for a reason. Obviously, we have a number of players that have a lot of experience, like myself, like Anibal Godoy, like a Walker Zimmerman. But we also have a lot of younger players that don't have as much experience. And so the best advice I can give them is to play with no fear because games like this don't come around often.
What do you remember from your first game in Dallas? And does that resemble this game because it's, you know,
my first game in my career?
Yeah.
Whew. I was never a part of a game like this early in my career. I didn't play that much my rookie season. It was a really tough year for me, actually, so thanks for bringing that up. But, yeah, I actually didn't even get my first minutes until probably halfway through the year. Quick little 5-minute roll off the bench, I think. I was put on to kill the game off, I believe. I made my debut against Chivas USA. Rest in peace. Yeah, it was something that I'll always remember vividly, but it was very unspectacular. So,
how about your first real debut, Dax? And does that resemble what this game could be for you?
To be honest, no, because this is an expansion team, and what we're going to do, this is the first time we're ever going to step on the field in MLS. And so it doesn't resemble that. But ultimately, every time you step on the field in a big game, the feelings are always the same. Nerves, butterflies, a lot of excitement, a lot of, you know, jittery feelings when the game starts. But once the game kicks off and once you get that first tackle, that first pass, you know, that first header, everything starts to come back and you start to remember, hey, like, I'm on the field for a reason. I'm a pretty good soccer player. So now it's just 90 minutes, try to win your battle and hopefully the game as well.